How's it going? It's been a minute. Back from tour, getting back out on the trail. This trip is a mini backpacking trip. Em and I are doing the Bloodroot Trail, or a small portion of it, I should say. The Bloodroot Trail is a 13-mile loop trail with backpacking campsites along Salamonie Lake, Salamonie Reservoir, near Wabash, Indiana. We're doing about a 1.5 mile hike into a campsite. Gonna check out some of our backpacking gear and camp setup and see how it does for us. It'll be the first time we've used this gear. And just make a night of it, enjoy a little bit of fire, and just hanging out in the woods. So we're at camp. We are at backpacking camp 6 on the Bloodroot Trail, Salamonie Lake. This is part of my 52 hike challenge. I'm a bit behind now because my band was on tour for a couple of weeks and I wasn't able to get out on trails during that time. And then of course the process of getting home and getting everything situated, getting back into life that way. So I got some catching up to do, but I'm still going to do everything I can to get all 52 hikes in this year. Just means I'm gonna have to do a couple weeks where I do a couple extra hikes, this being one of them. Like I said, the Bloodroot is 13 miles as a loop. Starts at the Interpretive Center in the Lost Bridge State Recreation Area at Salamonie Lake, goes out to Mount Etna State Recreation Area, and then loops back to Lost Bridge. The campsites are all along the eastern edge out towards, on the eastern edge of the trail out towards Mount Etna. We are at camp 6, which is the farthest out. It's a nice camp. You can see the lake from here. There's another campsite just down from us, and there is somebody using it, so we're not going to go down there and bother them. Respect their space and privacy out here. It's beautiful weather for this, especially for June in Indiana. It's low 70s right now. It was about 75, 76 when we hit the trail. And like I said, we're only doing about 1.5 miles of the trail out and back, so about 3 miles total. We just wanted to test some backpacking gear, test the hammock setups that we've got. I've done one backpacking trip prior. Went down in southern Indiana with my buddy Pre, who will be joining me on the channel eventually, and our friend Rin. We did some rock shelter camping down there a few years ago, and that was a great time. But this is the first time with the gear that I have right now and that Em has with her gear, so we wanted to do a short trip, test it out. If there were any issues or something didn't work and we weren't going to be able to make it through the night, we'd be fairly close to the vehicle and be able to get out and get home without a long hike out. So far so good. So we're gonna enjoy the evening. We're gonna light a fire after a bit. We're gonna cook some dinner on our camp stoves, and then settle into our hammocks for the night later on. It is going on 7 o'clock in the morning. I have been up for about an hour. It's a pretty decent night in the hammocks back there, at least for me. Got a little cold. It got into the upper 40s last night. The forecasted low was about 50. When I woke up, it was about 48. Em doesn't have an underquilt, so she got a little colder. I did okay with my sleeping bag and my underquilt, but we're definitely going to have to rectify the situation for Em and her sleeping system with the hammock setup. We may try backpacking tents at some point for this too, just because some sites don't have places to hang hammocks. Obviously, we have lots of trees around here, and that's cool. So, but we're gonna pack up, we're gonna eat some breakfast, and then we're gonna hike the 1.5 miles out of here and call this a successful trip. I think it's been a good time. We had a good time hanging out by the fire last night. Got to watch the sun come up over the lake this morning. So yeah, Bloodroot Trail on the Salamonie Lake near Wabash, Indiana. Early June. Today's June 8th, so it's a good time. And this marks hike number 19 for me on my 52 hike challenge. So like I said, I got some catching up to do after being off trail for about a month because of my tour with my band. But get some catching up done and get a couple hikes a week in, and I'll get back on track to finish that challenge. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think.